right, parents, in today's Mommy Daddy Handbook, play therapist Kelly Riley is here to give us the 5 pitfalls to avoid when raising your children. This is good for like kids. It doesn't matter if they're like little babies all the way up to like the grown teenagers that
Correct.
you just kind of want to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Good morning and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Let's go through these. I was reading some of the notes with parents that have been posting on our Facebook page, and they were talking about like, my kids are just a handful. So let's talk about, we'll go through the list with number 1. The number 1 that these are things not to do, Kelly, you say do not give in to your kids.
Yeah, correct. So, you know, we end up at the grocery store or Target several times a week, and if you get in the habit of buying your child something every time you go, it gets very out of control.
Yeah, but how do you not give in? You got the kids with the eyes that go, Mommy, or then they, start
I
screaming.
want it.
Yes.
You limit them. You tell them that once a month that they can pick something out that they'd like. Okay, and if there's something that they'd like that's maybe a bigger ticket item, then give them opportunities to earn some extra money so that they can purchase that really special item.
Parents all the time are falling into this, and they're always giving in. So what happens in the outcome of this if you do that?
Well, typically they end up with that expectation that they're going to get what they want, and
we know that life is not
reality.
That's
exactly.
not reality. Okay.
So somewhere down the line, they're going to be very disappointed.
Okay, the number 2 pitfall that you say not to do is have lack of discipline.
Correct.
So where does this come from, and why are parents doing this?
Well, you want to have very clear, consistent boundaries or expectations, rules for your children. And you also want to let them know that what will happen if they choose to break one of these rules. It's very important to be consistent and to follow through. So that they can understand the consequences of their actions. The follow-up piece is talk to them about what some better choices would be in the future.
Okay, so offer choices. Okay.
Absolutely.
The number 3 pitfall, and we talked about this a few weeks ago on the show, is to not fight in front of the kids.
Yes, and it's not so much the fighting, it's when the fighting gets nasty. Okay, with name calling or screaming matches, that's really what you want to avoid. The actual fighting or having disagreements in front of your children, that part is fine as long as it's done in a respectful way. You want to keep in mind that you are the role model for your children, and if you want them to learn these skills, then you need to teach them. So be the example and show them how to do it in the right way. Okay,
and then that would bring us to number 4, which is set a bad example. You see, you know, sometimes I wonder when we cover a lot of these stories on the news, people are learning this behavior from somebody, right?
Absolutely.
So that could be like parents that are just not,
well,
what do they say? Do as I say, not as I do? Is that what the saying is?
Yes, it is. So what you want to do is do as I do, right? So if your child's getting in trouble, let's say at school, for cutting in line, you want to make sure that you're not cutting in line at the grocery store, or if they're yelling and screaming when they're upset, make sure that you're not yelling and screaming when someone cuts you off on the road. Now, we are all far from perfect, and so when you do find that maybe you are behaving in a way that you're not particularly proud of, this is a great teaching opportunity. Show them taking responsibility for your behavior, and apologize or make amends if you need to, and again, discuss what some better choices would be.
Okay, the last one, and I got this one mastered. Do not overschedule yourself or your child.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So why do you not want to do this?
Well, it's just so easy to find that we don't have enough time in our day or I should say time in our weeks, because between sports and music classes or religion classes, you could, in theory, have something almost every day, which doesn't allow for downtime, and children need downtime, we need downtime. You also need opportunities for the two of you to spend time together, so.
It's good.
Don't overschedule.
Do not overschedule.
Yes.
Kelly, thank you for being here and for these important reminders. It's always good. For more information on Kelly, the do's and don'ts of raising children, you can go to our website, fox5sandiego.com, click the scene on tab. Brad, I remember when I had my first baby, like I had...
So long ago. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Was that a compliment, or are you... Are you...
Go ahead, I'm listening.
No, I'm not going to let this go. Wait, what are you trying to say?
It was like, how long ago was that already? Because they grow so quick. I mean, he's like driving a car. Last picture I saw, he was getting his license or something. Was that the...
I'm still trying to figure out if that was a compliment or you trying to like throw one right my way.
Nope. So what were you going to say? I'm down to 30 seconds if you want to. Let's go straight to the 7-day forecast.
7-day forecast.
Okay.